Got him.
Wow, look at me backed into a corner.
Yeah, well, you
This
started
is the
it.
hill I'm gonna die on. Right, got the Twitch up.
Switch up.
Twitch up.
Oh, I got
Sharp,
the...
look sharp.
So
I love that.
I'm also letting you guys know I only have one screen, right? Like I only have one screen, so I'm not going to be able to like have have something over here and over here. So right now I just have this little screen in front of me.
That's all I've been operating on for the last year.
Yeah, but I can't. I'm more used to looking at other screens.
Sorry, stock broker Brenna.
No, that's like 5 screens. I'm not ADD enough for that.
I am.
Yeah. My dad's like that, where it's like he's got like 12 screens because he's very, very ADD about that.
Because your dad's a Bond villain.
Yeah, pretty much. And he has a cat. Like, actually, it's the fuzzy cat that we have is like his cat, where she will sit on his lap if he allows her to, like petty. So yeah, that's his Bond villain.
Brenna, I don't expect you to do the dishes. I expect you to die. What's this ozone stuff, Mikey? Sorry, Mikey's seen her again.
Oh wow. What's that gonna do to you?
Gonna make me hilarious.
Good, at least something
to
should.
me.
Wow, miracles in a pot.
It's my performance-enhancing drug. Until they start making us fucking piss tests for fucking podcasting, I'm coming in here jazzed.
Yeah. Lineup. What are we talking about? What do we need to talk about?
I don't know. Has anything happened to you last week?
Nothing. Not a single important historical event has happened.
Boris Johnson combed his hair.
That actually is new, because that man doesn't comb his hair. Does he? He just goes like this.
Fingers in and ruffle.
He just
Even his address to the country, he came on and he looked like he'd been in a wind tunnel. Come on, mate.
Who styles that man?
No one. It's his look.
He's got the look.
Because he's worth it. We got a Brizzle. We got a Brizzle.
Frizz tackle.
Oh, look at Brizzle repping his AEW beanie.
That he clearly just threw on in the very last second because he's like, oh, I got him. I'll get him now.
Actually, I have the classic right now.
You got the OG? Hold on.
OG.
It doesn't fit well on my head, which is really weird. It's like,
No, the OG ones are bigger than the newer
I was
ones.
about to say, I'll trade you my new one for your old one. Because those ones fit on my head. This guy, he doesn't fit.
Small. They are small.
oh.
Bless you. Like Mikey, I have mine on one clip.
How about Mikey? This is what you do. You send your wife over here,
No.
with the hat.
and I'll send you the hat.
No. Send the hat, right, with the missus.
No.
He says, Mikey wants you to have this. And you just grab her and bring her in.
Yeah, and then just get in her.
Thank you for delivering my snacks. DoorDash, Uber Eats. I eat up, wifey now.
And then all you see is
a
cut shot of the hat just on Brenna's stoop.
Yeah.
Yeah, just no. It's like tossed aside. It's in the weeds of my garden.
All right, so picture
Crawling
this.
with buggies.
Picture this. like there's an open window in Brenna's house, and the camera goes through the window, and you just see a trail of bin merch, and it just goes straight to past the bathtub with rose petals over to the bedroom, and then there's just a mess of covers and two sweaty women, and my hat is nowhere to be found.
And surrounded by kittens.
I've got a better one.
Yeah, exactly.
Brenna and Jenna open the door. Over the shoulder shot is Brenna. like Bad Boys 2.
Yeah.
How about you look out there?
Yoink.
All your wives.
Brenna, I hear you steal wives.
I do.
Watch out!
I do.
It's a trap!
I'm
The wife collector.
I'm not saying that everybody's wife is in danger. I'm just saying
Everyone.
Should I warn my wife?
No, don't tell her about Brenna. She'll look into it.
we will become friends.
What's curling? That looks like fun. Yeah, come out here on the ice, have a drink, won't you?
She does know that Brenna lives in California, and California is much nicer weather than we have.
No, that's how it starts.
Yes.
Oh shit.
The
You're already fucked.
That's her USP, isn't it?
The butterflies. I tell Kristen, we have two things that she loves: kittens and wine, and that's all you need in life.
How about me? Fuck that.
Wait, hold on a second. Wife, how do you feel about kittens and wine?
Tim, no!
So she loves wine.
Okay.
Tim.
We make wine here.
Okay.
Don't tell her that.
We manufacture like 90% of the country's wine here. So.
Manufactured
Gallo.
She said that she prefers puppies over kittens, though.
We have tons of puppies, actually.
Nope, they're all out of puppies.
We have tons of puppies. We're actually getting this coming up in spring. There will be puppies and kitties.
So Brenna, you're basically using the Bin Podcast as a facility to create your own harem.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes. Why
I'm
are
trying
you?
to tell you all this.
Wait,
Why
how
are
do
you
how do you say
shocked?
that? How do you say
Harem.
that? No, it's harem.
That's too easy.
It's pronounced harem.
Don't even try and get me going on pronunciations of Americans.
Just remember, they add in
Aluminium.
vowels where they don't
Yeah, they can
belong.
put letters wherever they want.
They do.
We invented the fucking language.
Actually, what's interesting is that when it comes to like the English that we use pre-revolutionary, they just started adding it. Like they weren't consistent on the letters that they used. F's and S's and B's. I mean, these were all like interchangeable until like America decided we're done with you damn British, and we said we're going to make it as consistent as we possibly can.
Well,
So that's why we haven't changed.
No, according to history, what actually happened was on things like the Mayflower, they just dropped the letters out. So colour became colour.
It's D-O-L-O-R. That's how you spell the word.
That's how you say the word. That's how you should spell it.
Who puts U's randomly?
Okay.
Same thing with honor. Honor is H-O-N-O-R.
No,
There's no U in there.
you're all sick and wrong. Are we starting? I'm just seeing if we've got a starting screen.
We haven't even decided what we're going to talk about. I mean, there's a few obvious things I think we're going to definitely be
Well,
talking about.
I want to talk about the 40-kilometre Russian convoy that's kind of dropped the bollock.
Doesn't have any gas? Is that what you mean? Because they don't have any gas.
Yeah.
They're all running out. They
Yeah.
And the Ukrainians
The
just
man
picking them
told me
up.
to say petrol. They're
Yeah.
running out of petrol.
Yeah.
fucked up, and he is.
You fucked up. You fucked up.
I don't mind talking about how logistically unprepared the Russian military was for its own invasion.
That's actually really good because apparently, according to this, Ukraine says pact reach with Russia to create safe corridor for evacuation. kind of good because like it really tells the difference between what the two sides are going through.
Yeah. Well, I'm good. Yeah. I thought we were live anyway.
Yeah, I thought you were. I thought we were talking live.
Room. It was a trick. Haha. Hi. Oh no.
No.
Whose audio's that?
Fine. Hi everyone. It's Ben's Day. I'm Mikey Famine. This is Wayne. Brenna. Tim. TheBinPodcast. Have a great night.
Mikey, lift it off the page.
And we're finished. Goodbye, everybody.
You need to hit the back of the room.
From your diet.
This is the bin. Oh no, I'm making a mess.
Be the bin.
Yes. I'm enjoying cannabis. New for me. I like it. So yeah, it's Thursday, your favorite day of the week. We're all here, and I have a couple of questions. Number one, Brenna, where the is your headphones?
So I have to give up my stupid Mac computer because that is the work computer and I no longer work there, thus I have to give up that. So I was able to get a new computer or an old computer, and is that bad? Am I bad?
No, it's me.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Mikey.
But so I wiped the computer, I reinstalled everything, and so it's just starting to function. I got it to the point where I can see people and I can hear people, which is important to me. And of course, now that I screwed up my camera, bone.
It's all right.
That's okay. I can fix it. That my audio just won't work. So
There we go. Get that Vaseline off that lens.
it's fun. So this is not it's connecting, but then it's like not connecting. Like it just shuts off. Like anytime I want to make any adjustment, it just shuts off. So I'm going to have to work on trying to figure out what the driver is.
Let's face it, the BIM podcast is renowned for its technological prowess. I mean,
well, I mean, Wayne, you currently have attached headphones.
Yep, always wide because my beats are ridiculous.
So
1 week
the
they'll
same
work,
beats.
and 1 week they won't.
Which beats do you have? I think we have the same one.
I have Solo 3.
I have
That's what these are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all.
Oh my god, look at all of us with our blue Yetis and our solo.
But mine are
Yetis.
rose gold, people.
Of course you got the rose gold. I got the
Mine is
Wakandan black.
Yeah, I got them too.
Oh, we need bin stickers.
I don't even know what kind of headphones I have. Wait.
We should get bin stickers to put on the right ear of the beat.
Let's call them store brand.
Instead of B, put bin.
We'll just put in Sharpie. Beats by bin. Oh, will that fit? Oh my god, will that fit on there perfectly? If that fits on there
What
perfectly.
you mean like these?
Ooh.
It's too big.
I'm gonna test it.
Let us know, Wayne. Keep us abreast of this situation.
Only on one side.
unfolding.
This is a live experiment.
Why won't you
you
just
got
try the back first? Try it on backwards. Make sure it fits.
No, because you've got one side that's got the volume control, haven't you? So
Do the other one. Yeah, the right one.
yeah, it's slightly bigger. So look, here we go. Look. Oh, slightly too big.
You need just the bin logo in like a smaller circle.
I could probably just cut that out. That's not a problem.
Just sitting there.
I've got all of them.
Spinning them around. That stinks, Brenna. Hopefully you find your drivers soon. Tim, how'd your show go yesterday?
It went really good after the minor technical difficulty that we had.
That's not that bad.
But yeah.
What show is that, Tim? Pray tell.
Oh, it's Speaking from the Center, which is now officially part of the Bin Media conglomerate.
Yes.
Taking over the world.
We are growing before your eyes.
Welcome to the family.
Yeah. We've officially been eaten by the bin.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That'd be a lesson 2.
Yeah,
One of
don't. Just
us.
don't.
One of us.
But in as a consolation for signing our souls over to the Bin Podcast, we did get fancy new graphics.
Oh, they look
Even
better.
better.
Than us. I'm not gonna front.
What?
As soon as I was done helping them with theirs, I was just like, "Fuck! What did I just do? God damn it! Now I gotta one up them, and then they're gonna want an upgrade, and then
We always have to be ahead of
It's an
everyone.
arms
Mikey,
race.
we need a band meeting.
It's just, you know what? I don't think yours is. I think yours is cooler than ours, but ours is chiller.
yeah. Ours
Ours
is
has
more
its
like
own aesthetic.
yeah. Ours is more like news is coming at you.
Mhm.
I gave him some like Mad Max 3030.
Yeah. We definitely got some Mad Max music for sure. But it was good.
Ours is more like two drunk Europeans are going to talk at you for a bit, and an angry man in Chicago, and a
Angry
very
black man.
and a very frustrated lady in Orange County who's
Just collect-
all she wants to do is steal people's wives.
Is collecting wives.
You think that's funny?
She's not saying
Well,
no.
let me tell
She's
you.
not, she's not
It's funny
defending
because it's
herself.
true.
She's not
I am not
defending
joking
herself.
here.
She didn't say anything. She said,
This is basically the precursor to a Hollywood movie where Brenna actually fulfills her dream of capturing wives. And we're all going to be like, we thought she was joking.
I thought it was
Feel my-
jokes, man.
Tim
You
is
know that-
literally looking over at his wife, going, "Oh God."
Dude,
You know,
I thought it was funny at first because it wasn't happening to me.
you know them shows where they have the vox pops of people's like saying, I always knew there was death behind her eyes. It's gonna be like that.
She seems so nice.
And then
They warned me, but I didn't listen.
Then they zoom in. No. Then they zoom in on me, and I'm on a farm, and I got a piece of hay sticking out of my mouth, and I'm leaning on the fence. It's the quiet ones you gotta look out for.
Mikey's gonna be like what's her name, Scarlet Witch in Endgame. You took everything from me.
Except I'm just fucking pissed off in a Mini Cooper, sitting at a red light, engine overheating. Because I drove all the way out there to confront him, and I just ruined my car.
Brenna, my wife just informed me that if you lived in Ireland, she'd already be there with you.
Oh, okay. Well, it's always an option.
Hey, Wayne, you lucked out there, buddy, because guess what? It would have been your ass first.
Oh, Wayne, speaking of, we're headed to Ireland in May.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Are you gonna be catching any wrestling shows?
I don't know what's going on in May there, but we're going to be staying in Dublin the whole time.
I'll check out what's going on because I know that there's some big promotions in Ireland. So if we can make it work, then I'll try and go over. That'd be great.
Okay.
Make sure you
Yeah,
bring
we
your
were thinking of,
passport,
like,
Wayne.
Finding out where you lived and just kidnapping you.
Yeah, fair dues.
Don't you need your what's it called? Your passport to go to Ireland now?
Yeah, I got a passport.
No.
Oh,
yeah,
for
he
Wayne.
does.
No, we don't.
You don't need a passport?
I thought you guys couldn't have that.
No,
open
because of the
travel.
EU thing with the Good Friday Agreement, they have to have alignment with Northern Ireland, so I can go to Ireland as much as I like. It's fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
For now.
Give it a week.
And until next week. Sorry, folks. Been a bit of a spanner in the works.
You have to get his hair that's floating.
Yeah.
Like he has that hair that just floats. It's very.
And you just want to
Yep.
just like, it's like, do I clip it or slap it? Like what? Do I...
Just.
It's like Trump's hair. It's a law unto itself.
It is. It's like a creature.
Yeah.
It is alive.
Yeah.
It's
but
it's really just an excuse for him to get out of bed in the morning and not have to comb his hair.
No, it's actually a distraction technique because
Right.
you constantly like you're like transfixed on that, and he's just saying stuff, and you're just like,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
You know what? The guys with those fucking curly Q fucking mustaches, same shit.
Yeah.
I can't focus on anything you're fucking saying unless you're gonna fucking juggle some bowling pins on a unicycle. I don't know
Yeah.
what the fuck. If you'll get that circus ass mustache out of here.
It's very clandestine sensory overload.
Mm-hmm.
A bit like when you watch your news and they've got the chyron going and the scroll and the sidebar. So they're just talking at you and you're just looking at numbers. Oh, the footsie's done this and something's happened over here and a panda has been born. And
That's
they're
a
just
waste.
talking at you.
Pandas are a waste. Cute. They're a waste. They're
They're
big,
just
beautiful idiots.
Yeah. and we have to get people to dress up like them to encourage them to mate.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, we had to literally help them have babies. They couldn't fucking figure it out. They're just dumb.
Imagine when you turn up to that zoo in China and right, what's got me new job? Yes, what we doing? Am I looking after the monkeys? No, this is your suit.
Oh,
that's your work area.
Oh, you want me to dance around the park and entertain the children? Okay, yeah.
Not so much.
Oh, is it like is this like a private event?
Yeah. Yeah.
In a manner of speaking.
Why is there a fleshlight in the back of my suit?
What the? No!
It's a struggle cuddle. And all for minimum wage.
And then you still have to pay full price for all this shit at the fucking food court. And you get a discount.
I quit. I can't do this anymore. This is no.
I'm sorry, pandas, but it's true.
Oh my god.
You're a waste.
This is rich coming from wife stealer.
Oh no! I didn't say it.
Wow.
I didn't say it. Don't hurt me. So anyways, guys, yesterday.
Where's Yartan? I need deflection.
Right. Where's our favorite little punching bag? Did you guys hear that dude Joe speak?
Who?
It was on
My friend?
Joe.
Uncle Joe?
Old Uncle Joe.
Good old Uncle Joe.
Yeah. It was it
I call him Sleepy Joe.
It had some weird moments. I'll put it
let's
that way.
first off, we need to preface a few things about the speech. First off, we're not looking at a 3.5 hour speech. And so a lot of things had to be removed. And there's not going to be details about how he's going to get things done. Also, we're having a fairly global crisis right now in which one country is bombing another country. And so
What you mean, Saudi Arabia bombing Yemen?
No, that was Trump.
Oh.
And so
it's still going on.
Yeah. Well, Trump killed people. Anyway, that a lot of the speech was obviously going to be about Ukraine and Russia and the sanctions because we are greatly affected by that. So again, there wasn't going to be a lot of focus on domestic stuff as much as it was going to be on foreign policy because that is kind of at the forefront. So it wasn't the speech I think we expected from him, but it wasn't a bad speech because we needed our president to talk to us about what's going on currently. And so, yes, there were weird moments, and there's one weird moment that I definitely would like to talk about. And of course,
How about this? Because we're on Twitch, hi Twitch.
Hi Twitch.
Podcast. We have the highlights.
Ooh.
And this is government sponsored, so we can play it.
Perfect.
I can't see the soundbar.
6 days ago, Russia's Vladimir Putin sought to shake the very foundations of the free world, thinking he could make it bend to his menacing ways. But he badly miscalculated. He thought he could roll into Ukraine and the world would roll over. Instead, he met with a wall of strength he never anticipated or imagined. He met the Ukrainian people. Together with our allies, we're providing support to the Ukrainians in their fight for freedom. Military assistance, economic assistance, humanitarian assistance. We're giving more than $1 billion of direct assistance to Ukraine and will continue to aid the Ukrainian people as they defend their country and help ease their suffering. The United States Department of Justice is assembling a dedicated task force to go after the crimes of the Russian oligarchs. We're joining with European allies to find and seize their yachts, their luxury apartments, their private jets.
So this is one thing I wanted to talk about, and it's the fallout from all of these.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not war, right? But it's definitely going to ruin like a generation's life.
Mm-hmm.
Like their money is worth nothing. Everything.
I think we have to. So it's not war because there was no official declaration of war. That's just the technical term. This is a war. It's just a modern war.
Yeah, it's economic warfare.
Yes,
Right.
it's a modern style of war in which we're doing the economic side of it exactly, and we're also there's a lot of the digital and cyber side of it that is being utilized. So technically, it's not a technical war, like just because of the way that there was no declaration, but it is a type of war that we're seeing, and we're seeing probably the most modern version of a war right now.
So Call of Duty has got it all wrong.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's all about economic sanctions. It's not about shooting guys.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Because that almost feels worse, and not like I'm trivializing death or anything like that, but it's almost like it's more. The effects are quick, easier felt. Not this big training and hoopla and going to different spots. It's just your whole everything is worth a third. Now half of that. And now everything's frozen, and now you have to just stand there, and that's
you have no access to your money. You have no access to loans. You have nothing that you can fall back on. So it's literally whatever you have in your pocket right now. That's what you have.
Yeah. Sorry, Tim. Go on.
I was going to say, for the Russian government and the Russian banking system in general, they really shut them down by removing some of the banks from the SWIFT international banking system, because that is how banks communicate with each other internationally.
Yeah.
So the economic sanctions that have been placed on Russia have been largely to cut Russia off from the rest of the world, and that is a form of warfare, or if you want to be like more technical, it's aggressive economic policy.
Yeah. I was just going to say, the thing is, this. Please forgive the pun, but this is the fallout for having a nuclear deterrent. Because if there was no nuclear deterrent, I can't see the ego of Western nations not just going, all right, okay, you're taking the piss, we're going to go in and slap you up. But because there is that nuclear deterrent, we as NATO countries are hesitant to get involved, and we've said we're not going to get involved. Categorically, everyone across the board has said we're not going to get involved because we fear the repercussions of doing that, and we don't want to be seen as the instigators of a third world war. So in reality, the only thing we can do is economic sanctions to try and stimulate the population of Russia to rise up against their leaders, and also with the sanctions on the oligarchs to try and say, hang on a minute, wait, Vlad, I ain't got no money now. Can you stop this? And hopefully there will be something from within that will encourage the higher ups in the Russian government to depose Putin, and then he could be brought to justice. Because let's face it, everyone's declaring him a war criminal now, and that's massive. That is massive.
Yeah.
So I think this is the best approach to it. Just going in there, balls to the wall, is not going to serve anyone's greater purpose. Go away, Tim.
Oh my god.
It looks so good. It looks perfect. For all you audio people, Tim has stolen Wayne's background and now he's in with the fridge open.
You're an ass.
Uh,
And someone's audio is bleeding.
Me probably, because I'm sharing the screen. Let's finish it up.
But what Wayne was saying is true. Like a lot of modern foreign policy thinking is that any world war would very quickly escalate into a nuclear world war, just because that's the mutually assured destruction doctrine.
Yeah.
And when NATO says that they're not going to get involved, it's because they don't want to start a world war that would turn nuclear, and that's what Putin keeps threatening.
Mm. Well, do you remember that that 80s documentary with Matthew Broderick called War Games? I think that kind of summed it all up for everyone. You
Yeah,
can't play...
Didn't they remake that with Korea as the bad guys?
Possibly. What's going on with the tax rates?
The what now?
No,
Oh,
We
sorry. Yeah, there's.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, pay no attention to him. Here we go.
Continue, Mikey.
Yes.
We're coming for your ill-begotten gains, and tonight
Giggity.
I'm announcing that we will join our allies in closing off American airspace to all Russian flights.
Can I play a little game, because this is going to be boring to me and sad to me without.
Yeah.
I am going to yell very loudly giggity every time he says anything that could be any way sexual.
Further isolating Russia and adding additional squeeze on their economy. Recently visited New York City Police Department days after the funerals of Officer Wilbur Mora and his partner, Officer Jason Rivera. They were responding to a 9/11 call when a man shot and killed them with a stolen gun. Officer Mora was 27 years old. Officer Rivera was 22 years old. Both Dominican Americans who grew up in the same streets that they later chose to patrol as police officers. I spoke with their families, and I told them that we were forever in debt for their sacrifices and will carry on their mission to restore the trust and safety of every community deserves. Like some of you
time out
have
for a
been
second?
around for a while.
Yeah. I want to make sure that everybody understands that. So Joe Biden is a stutterer. He's a continuing stutterer, and I know his speeches, he does flub up a lot, especially with words, but it's a technique that is used for stutterers where you repeat a word, you repeat a word until you get the right word.
Yep.
And often is replaced by something very similar.
Mhm.
So like he'll flub up, especially with the Ukrainian Iranian one. That was a stuttering technique, and he fixed it. And so I want to make sure that is set out, that is not an intentional thing where he uses the wrong word. It's because he needs to continue talking because it's a speech, and
Right.
that he's going to have to repeat and flub up words. He's not doing this because he doesn't understand it. So just everybody just make sure that you're very cautious that he is not doing this because he can't read or he's not able to speak properly. Is because of the stutter that he messes these words up, but he eventually gets to the right word.
And the only people that are saying anything about that are complete assholes, and we already know what side of the aisle.
Exactly, and they're
Yep.
using it to make him look like an idiot. And in reality, he's been doing this for his entire
Decades.
life.
Yeah.
And there are several instances of him actually speaking like this. So this is just him being a stutterer. And I
I've worked
respect
with
him
you
for
on
doing
these
that.
issues for a long time. I know what works. Investigating crime prevention and community policing, cops who walk the beat, who know the neighborhood,
Hi, is
and who
ugly.
can restore trust and safety. Let's not abandon our streets or choose between safety and equal justice. Should all agree the answer is not to defund.
All right. Kamala, I love you, but you cannot wear the same shade of brown as the fucking chair, bro. Come on, man. I thought that was some epic collar she had on at first. Like, goddamn. That collar is on point. Oh, that's the
She's
got
fucking
she's got a
chair.
read in Star
Gallifrey.
Wars.
She's from Gallifrey.
Gallifrey, yes, great
She's
shout.
got that big giant hoodie thing on.
Princess
The color
Amidala.
brown the color brown is used very specifically here. She is using it as a sign of safety, like just a sign of calm and safety, because we are currently in a very rough situation. So she's using it as
Earth
safety.
tones.
And Nancy Pelosi is wearing the blue because of
Corporate
the
Democrat.
Nancy Pelosi looks off her tits.
Stop, wait. This isn't going to be a shaming show. I just made fun of the guy's tie, okay?
Yeah.
Make fun of their stuff, don't make fun of them.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
an observation.
Police.
criticize the
It's to
clothes, not the
fund the
person wearing
police.
clothes.
Fund them.
Oh, wait. This is the shit I want to argue about anyway.
It's to fund the police
God damn it. I never go back far enough.
who know the neighborhood
Ugly tie.
and who can restore trust and safety. Let's not abandon our streets.
That's our
Choose
attorney
between
general.
safety and equal justice. Should all agree the answer is not to defund the police. It's to fund the police.
Wait a minute there, Uncle Joe. A doggone minute. What? Give them more money for what? Exactly. What do they need more money for? Training? You want to train what the fuck have you been doing? Okay, sell your guns. Sell all your tanks. Sell all your MRAPs. All your APCs. Get rid of all that shit. Sell that to someone. Sell it to Canada or some shit. And then you use that money to fucking train those people. I ain't paying more for fucking training to train you not to be a fucking monster. Train you not to beat the shit out of fucking teenage kids.
I think he's kind of hamstrung here because he's got to play to both left and right, and I think he's kind of, with that statement, he's kind of playing to that centre that are kind of the ones that are not too far right, but they're right enough to say all these people on the left that are saying defund the police are being silly. So I think that's who he's kind of pandering to. And then there's other points in the speech where he's playing to the left. So that's sort of both sides of him is where he is, and he can't win because each side will both pick faults in.
Yeah.
And they have done. They have done
Yeah.
in his speech. You look at right wing commentators, what they've said about his speech. You look at left wing commentators, what they've said about his speech. They've both equally criticised him, which for me is a sign that you're actually doing something right. If you're getting critiqued from both sides and not one more than the other, then you're kind of doing something right. And it's our own biases that we need to overlook to be able to see the greater good. We can't just have everything our own way.
And this is a speech. This is not a like this. He's not putting in bills right now. He's trying to get information out there. He's trying to get ideas out there, and it's also a good way to test people's reactions to these. And again, he's not going into detail about what he means by something like defund the police, or, fund the police, defund the police kind of thing. He's not talking about that. What I want to know is what he actually is doing and how this is going to lead to that information, because we all now know that that's one of the things that got the the spike. Like that's where everybody's wanted
Mhm.
to understand. And so that's the next step that he's going to be taking, is now figuring out what he particularly means about that. From my perspective, I understand that he wasn't saying like we're taking away money, like the way that the right wing has been telling, like that's what defunding the police means, which we know it's not that. It's that the police need their money going towards the greater good, instead
Mhm.
of, like you said, the tanks, the guns.
Mm.
That the funding of it is towards actual programs that work. And that's what we'll see what if that's exactly what he's going to be proposing for that. And again, like, it's this, we can't just criticize everything he says in this speech,
Mhm.
because that's not it. And that reaction that a lot of people, especially on the left, especially the liberals, he's going to use that reaction to figure out what to do.
Mhm.
And it's just, and exactly, you're right, Wayne. He has to be the president for everybody. And
Yeah.
he actually knows, he actually
I just,
understands.
what do you mean that? What does that even mean? Like, both of you said it, and it makes no sense to me. What do you mean everyone's
Okay.
president? You should do what's best for the country, whether
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
not.
So everyone's
what,
president.
whether
It's the
or
entire country's
whether
president.
whether or not this red team likes it more or this blue team likes it more, this is what's best. Fling your arrows as you should, because like you said,
Mm.
Wayne, people should be able to. You should be able to be criticized by both sides, but
Mhm.
not on opposing points that you've already. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't for. You know what I'm saying? He
Okay.
wasn't for all of this. Let's bolster the police department. He's never been
Yeah.
for that.
Okay.
So what the
Okay.
fuck are you talking? That's what I'm mad at. I
Well,
totally I totally
let me
like what you
let me
guys have. Hold on. I totally
Sorry.
like what you guys brought to it, but it's like that wasn't what I was. That all of that is valid, but I was talking about more or less. Oh, we have to hold police accountable. We have to hold police
Okay.
accountable. Let's give them more money, not defund them. It's like, why are you spinning
Right.
right wing talking points just for this line, and then you go back to slam it? You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Come on,
No,
man.
I'll give you what this speech is about. This speech is effectively the blurb on the back of a book. It gives you the outline, but the substance is what's contained within the detail of the story and the book itself. If you can't give a complete a speech that's going to give you detail, numbers, projections, all
Mhm.
in one speech. There's a very limited amount of time that he's got, and basically, again, it's just a blurb. It's the trailer for the actual movie. You know, that's what he's doing, and by putting that blurb out there, engaging the response, he can then fine tune the story that comes afterwards. It's like, when you see you see a trailer and the CGI ain't quite right yet because it's not finished. It's the same sort of principle, and I'm using that analogy because it's a really simple analogy. Because how many times have you seen a trailer and there's a certain scene that you don't ever see in the film because the reaction was terrible, and they just cut it, or do you know what I'm saying? Like, in that sort of circumstance, you can't judge the speech and say this is an amazing speech, this is a rubbish speech, because the content is to follow. Does that make sense?
I'm not talking about the whole speech. I'm talking about that comment. I get that. Like, that's valid, but I'm talking about this total 180. Did a fucking kickflip 180 just for this one fucking part. Even led into it talking about how these two Dominican, that's people of color, two people of color cops were just killed, and we honor their services and all that stuff. And also, we're not going to defund the police. We're going to fund the police. It's like, where did the police union shove their hand up the fucking puppet ass right now? Like, what is going on right now? Like, are you
Tim,
that
Tim,
bendable?
Tim, what have you got to say to this?
Yeah, Tim,
In
what
my
you gotta
kitchen.
say?
Get out of my fridge.
Back out, Mikey. Come on.
Oh, Tim.
Give me 1 minute. There's background noise.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh, we're gonna get a copyright strike.
Exactly.
No, this is Twitch. They love us. Hi, all our Twitch people. I see. Oh, Mikey Famon's here, speaking from the center is here. The Bin Podcast is here, and Stax is here. So hi, Stax.
So to answer that question is that Joe Biden,
Dave, what's
uh,
up?
he
Oh, sorry.
wants very much badly for the right to negotiate with him, and the right doesn't want to negotiate with him.
Mm-hmm.
But he's throwing these things out so that they could have like a bone. He's throwing a bone to them to saying, "Hey guys, I can negotiate on some stuff." But he, like Obama, is making the mistake of thinking that the right wants to negotiate.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There is no need to waste your time and energy trying to reach across the aisle and do a no. You got to outnumber them. That's how that goes. You have to find like-minded people and outnumber them. They're
Well,
not going to
it's
give you
really
an inch.
hard. It's getting really hard right now, especially with the people that he needs to communicate with. Like the Senate is a shit show
Yep.
right now, and without like the the Democrats have to really get some seats filled because he is in a really rough position with it being 50-50.
Mm.
And it's not easy getting things done, and he I mean, I know it's not as big of a deal right now, but like his approval ratings down, he couldn't get his build back better, he couldn't get anything through. And I don't know the nuances of politics, but it can't be easy for him to just go, we're going to go fucking progressive here, because it's not, then he gets nothing done.
Yeah.
Well, then you
And
get
now
Yeah.
then we're fucked. So there is a bit of things that he has to play. He has to play a game. And we
Yeah.
may not like it, but it's a game that he has to play, and he has to do it because we need these things. We need the Build Back Better program. We need
Yeah,
that
and
stuff.
and
But
and,
but
it, and this speaks to my point about the fact that he has to be everyone's president. He has to try and bring everyone into the tent, you know. And unfortunately, the way that your political system works, same very similar to ours in the parliamentary system. Um, we have two dominant parties, and to get anything done properly, you either need a massive majority or
And we
um,
don't.
when it comes to a 50-50 thing, you've got to kind of play both sides.
We don't have a massive majority representing us right now.
No,
but
that's what I mean. You're 50-50.
I think one of the other
We are 50-50 right now, and
Yeah.
that's on a good day.
Mm.
I think one of the other problems is that Joe Biden was in a Senate that cannot be recognizable by this Senate. Like but when Joe Biden was a senator, people got along. The parties agreed on things, they weren't polarized.
Right.
Now,
Mm.
Jerry Springer.
McConnell and McCarthy don't want to make deals. They want to
Mm.
obstruct, they want to stop things from happening. McConnell has said it, McCarthy has said it. They're just not going to deal with him unless it's
Yeah.
something they can claim as their own.
And
So that's where he is.
you've also got them two absolute nutcases
Can we
howling
talk
at the
about the
wind.
absolute nutcases?
Yeah, let's go.
I want to talk.
I know, Brenna,
I
you
will.
do.
They're so inappropriate.
This here from Secular Dave in the chat. Hi, Dave. It really demonstrates how little power is controlled by the U.S. presidency.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
and thanks
Sure.
to Dave for watching Speaking from the Center last night. He was a big contributor to the show.
Oh, look at I see. That's the good thing about this union, this lovely union,
Mhm.
because now people can get bin sponsored products all throughout the week. Only
Woohoo!
5 more days to go.
We could do it.
Fill 5 more days, and then I can take a day off work.
Okay, so I want to talk about the crazies. I will not name them because to give them the name gives them any credibility as human beings
Mm-hmm.
in their position, and I will not.
Okay.
Wayne and I were talking about what to call them, and
I found a good one. Trying to load it up now.
awesome. But during Biden's speech, there was a moment where he was talking about our veterans and the ones that are currently in the war and the ones that are coming back to war, including his own son, by the way, who served and then got brain cancer. And he contributes it to his time in military service. Well, the crazies, the QAnon crazies, decided to shout out. They were the only ones to actually shout something out during the speech. I mean, we had USA and clapping and blah blah blah, but this was the only time that it was like a heckling, I think they called it. But they basically shouted, "What about the 13?" So what apparently they're talking about is the 13 soldiers that were killed when um, Biden pulled out of Afghanistan. Um, and then he continued to talk about his dead son. And I felt like, okay, criticism, no problem with that. Criticize the man, but not during a speech about veterans and not during a speech about his dead son.
Mm.
Criticize him. Fine. Be mad. Tweet about it. Shout out to your little QAnon cult conspiracy family. But that was a very, very inappropriate time, and it made them look like crazies. I mean, made them look like the crazies that they are.
Romy and Michelle's high school reunion. That's what I thought of.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you like that
Take
movie?
that back.
The
It's one of my
plastics.
favorite movies. Take that back.
I do like. I forgot it was Lisa Kudrow. I was like, oh, I don't really want to make this joke. I love her. Phoebe, the best.
Oh,
Yep.
Phoebes.
Oh, Phoebe.
Take it back. Take it back.
Take it back.
I will not allow that.
But yeah, they're trashy.
I just think all they want to, they're just attention seekers. They want the story to be all about them, and the fact that one of them spoke at a white supremacist rally, effectively, and then when questioned of why did you speak on that rally, she went, "Oh, I didn't know who he was. You didn't know who he was, but you was obviously in communication with him to set up your fee, and you knew who he was then. Was quite happy to take his coin, but then when you're criticised for it, oh, I didn't know anything about him. How can you plead ignorance on that front and be on that platform that you're on? You know, being on every single from your Alex Jones to your Stephen Crowder, all of them nut jobs, right? She's on all them. She knows who these people are. There is. How can anyone with any ounce of savvy listen to this woman and go, "Oh, she must be talking sense." Oh, well, she clearly didn't know who he was. What? No, you're a knob. Jog on.
Yeah.
Off you go. It's it just amazes me how gullible people are and how easily and how credulous they are when it comes to the excuses that are delivered by these sorts of people that just want attention. They want the story to be about them. They don't want to talk about the actual issues. They want to talk about something that's going to emotionally stimulate a certain part of the base, and then they run with it. And then when they get to being critiqued on it or fact checked, they go, "I don't know. I don't know." Shut up.
Because it's just easier to plead ignorance. I don't know. Than actually explain that that's what they believe. Because if people who are voting for them, who are paying for them to be there, like their taxes are paying for them to do their job, right? If people found out exactly what they've been doing, they would lose their job.
Mm.
If they knew where their funding was coming from, they'd lose their job. But
Yeah.
it's just so much easier to go, well, I didn't, come on, I'm not that stupid. Like, I wouldn't have done that. Like, no, this is what you wanted to do with your life. This was what you wanted.
Yeah. And,
Well, your husband was like, showing off his
What?
dingling.
What? Brenna! Mikey, get your pearls.
Language.
The HR bot is in the chat.
HR.
Oh,
Just
by
in time.
speaking of HR and previous podcasts that we've done, do you know who I got a letter from today?
HR bot.
No,
I'm trying to remember. Claire?
no.
Who?
The Poultry Club UK.
Ooh.
Still, it continues.
Way to go.
So we're all in agreement that Chicken Anonymous was fucking Shartan, right?
100%.
Oh yeah, for sure.
100%.
Ain't no
Yeah,
way.
He's not here to defend himself, so yes.
It was the worst. It was a worst kept secret. He's probably watching now
Better not be.
whilst pretending to be sick.
Better have it. Uh-oh.
He's like that in his room. Hurt.
Wayne, this is for you, I think, from Simply Secular Dave. Who clubs people with poultry?
Excuse me.
Have you tried it?
Only in the UK.
Oh no.
UK
Oh,
exclusive.
It's a really really old joke, but I'll be glad to explain it after we've done this.
It's about a baby
All right.
seal. You stop yourself.
All right.
It's a chicken.
Fund them. Fund them.
What a weird clap.
Fund them with resources and training. Resources and training they need to protect our communities. I ask Democrats and Republicans alike to pass my budget and keep our neighborhoods safe. And with all the bright spots in our economy, record job growth, higher wages, too many families are struggling to keep up with their bills. Inflation is robbing them of gains they thought otherwise they would be able to feel. I get it. That's why my top priority is getting prices under control. And so we have a choice. One way to fight inflation is to drive down wages and make Americans poorer. I think I have a better idea to fight inflation. Lower your costs, not your wages.
Fair play.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Folks,
Capitalism.
that means make more cars and semiconductors in America, more infrastructure and innovation in America, more goods moving faster and cheaper in America, more jobs where you can earn a good living in America.
In
Instead
America.
of relying on foreign supply chains, let's make it in America.
In America.
America.
Now is the hour,
America.
our moment of responsibility, our test of
America.
resolve and
Fuck yeah.
conscience, of history itself. It is in this moment that our character of this generation is formed.
In America.
Purpose is found. Our future is forged. Well, I know this nation. We'll meet the test. Protect freedom and liberty. Expand fairness and opportunity. And we will save democracy. As hard as
In
those
America.
times have been, I'm more optimistic about America today than I've been my whole life because I see the future that's within our grasp. Because I know there's simply nothing beyond our capacity. We're the only nation on earth that has always turned every crisis we've faced into an opportunity. The only nation that can be defined by a single word, possibilities.
In America.
So on this night, on our 245th year as a nation,
Damn, we old.
I've come to report on the state of the nation, the state of the union. And my
You're
report
old.
is this.
Have a word.
The state of the union is strong because you, the American people, are strong.
In America.
In
Stronger
America.
today,
We did it, guys.
we are stronger today than we were a year ago.
We won.
And we'll be stronger a year from now than we are today. This is
Okay.
our moment to meet and overcome the challenges of our time.
Joe, stop yelling at me.
Yeah.
Still, Joe.
Just calm down. We're all going to be okay here.
Bye.
In America. That's my new catchphrase from now on.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. I went straight to Ram sound. Dude, I live in America. America. It's wunderbar.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna nick Clarkson's one. Meanwhile,
Hey, Wayne, how old is your nation? How old is England there?
how old is Father Time?
Stop it. Stop it.
I mean, the Romans invaded you a few times.
I was gonna say, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna ask, when did the Romans leave?
Yeah, when did you kick the Romans out?
About, I don't know,
And then invited the Vikings.
When did you and the Romans break up?
500 BC? I don't know.
Don't you know your own country's history? I know it's vast as time itself, but don't you know? I know my country's history. I mean, it's only 245 years old, but
exactly.
I know it.
You know why it's only 245 years? Is that guy right there.
Yeah. I know more of your history than you fucking know.
Yeah.
I feel attacked.
Good.
Yeah.
You
You
should.
should.
Yeah. Hey guys, let's get him.
Britain's.
Boris.
It's a British guy.
Jump him. Jump him.
He doesn't have the Norwegian to help him defend Europe.
And he also doesn't have firearms.
Yeah, that's true.
It's better that way.
We'll defeat with our hurty words.
That'll teach.
Yeah. And we'll get rid of all your boulder dash. And
Boulder dash.
Malarkey.
And your malarkey.
You know, Joe Biden loves that word. He loves malarkey. That's a word.
I
for
was
him.
hoping he would say it at the speech, but turns out he didn't.
Can we finally talk about what the fuck this is? What is this? What was Nancy Pelosi doing?
She's starting to light a fire between her arms.
Is she too old? I think she's too old.
I don't want to be
subliminal.
I don't think it was that. I
Lock
think
him up.
I mean, she knows what she's doing. She knows where she's at. She knows that the camera's on her.
Yeah.
She's
like
not
when she did that ripping
way.
of the papers, remember? That
I
was
think it
symbolic.
it seems like she didn't want to bring her hands down because she tried to clap at the wrong time kind of thing. So I think she just did that to sort of save her.
Oh, that's the mystery, Tim. That old woman can't clap on time. Are you proud of yourself? I feel good now that you've shamed her because she's a bad clapper. Look.
Yeah, she's a bad clapper. And so is Chuck Schumer. He's bad at knowing when to clap.
He was getting excited.
Maybe she was doing that thing of, you know, when you trip over and you do that little jog to style it out. Well, maybe she was about to clap and went, oh, not to clap, not to clap.
Well, that's what Schumer did. He went to go, oh, I should sit. I'm going to sit down and then clap. Like,
is clapping at the wrong time the same as like getting left hanging?
Yeah, pretty much.
They're just going out there. Oh, some popping and locking routines.
And to go full circle, that reminds me of the episode of Friends where Phoebe hugs Brad Pitt because he goes to get a high five, and he hears no one, and then Phoebe just hugs him. There you go.
Like I think there's two clips that Nancy Pelosi is never going to live down from State of the Union speeches. That one, and the one where she gave like the side clap to Trump.
The sarcasm clap.
Yeah, the sarcasm clap. And when she tore up his speech, like that stuff she's never going to live down.
I don't want her to live that stuff down.
No, but it was so ridiculously symbolic. It was just it was no theatrical. It was just come on.
The U.S. Senate coming to you.
I know I'm going to be on Carl Kalinski's show tomorrow being analysed. So let's do this.
Yep.
Damn YouTubers are at it again.
the surfs will be all over it.
Osiris, when you get a load of this.
But that's the thing now. We live in an age where people know that the cameras are on them, and silly little stunts like that will get picked up and will get overanalyzed and will get coverage. I mean, fuck it. I mean, we would, if we saw something that was ridiculous. I mean, we just did it with this clapping thing.
Mhm.
So we're talking about it. So it's for me, it's deliberate. It's
Well-
completely deliberate.
Well, you know what it is we don't live in like the Trump presidency age anymore, where he just says crazy nonsense on the internet, like Kofefe, or some other nonsense that we can like, oh, Trump said this stupid thing, ha 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 ha. So we got to pick and choose where we can get our ridiculousness from.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's
at
just
least
like it's fine. It keeps us all sort of laughing, but it is kind of nice that not everything that is said or done by a president is like big global news. Like it's
Yeah.
kind of nice that we don't have that right now. And so yeah, it's kind of we kind of look for the funny. And we
Yeah.
also look for the ridiculous, especially with Crazy and her sorority sister shouting out. And then you
Jesus.
see, and then one thing that really isn't talked about very much was right after that, the camera went on Lindsey Graham. And Lindsey Graham, not in any way moderate, like he's conservative, but he cares about the military so much that in his eye, like the way that he was like, he rolled his eyes at them, like, oh my God.
Well, he's
Yeah.
a Southern Belle, so.
And then he had a response from that. So it was like, oh my God, you guys are insane.
The two premier Karens of your political system,
Karen and Tina.
Diamond and Silk.
oh, Diamond in the Rough. Oh.
No.
Oh, they're just such.
Yeah, that was
such bad people.
Can we call them Ruby and Pearl?
No.
They're not Pokemon games.
No, Ruby and Velour.
I was gonna say we had like burlap or something.
Coal and burlap.
What is coal and burlap? Yes.
Oh wow.
We'll do that. So coal and burlap.
What's that other
charcoal briquette.
Cubert zirconia.
Cubert zirconia, that's what I was looking for.
Cubert zirconia and canvas.
Denim.
No. Denim is a great fabric.
It's not.
Canvas is shit.
Wearing canvas.
Cubert zirconia and hemp.
Yeah.
Oh wait, paper and plastic.
Paper or plastic. Oh God.
They're both half and half.
They're just horrible people.
Okay, what else do we desperately need to talk about before I start eating my hand?
We can talk about that lovely little convoy in Ukraine.
Oh, yeah. You mean how terrible the Russian military is at logistic operations for its own military invasion?
Yeah.
Could be like Nancy. Oh yeah.
So this is not the first time in the last week that it's been reported that Russian vehicles have run out of gas or that Russian soldiers don't have food. It's just the biggest example. There was a video on the interwebs the other day where a Russian tank had ran out of fuel, and Ukrainian citizen was driving by in his car, and the Russian soldiers stopped him, and he's like, "Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on over here?" And they're like, "We're out of diesel." And he was like, "Okay, what can I do for you?" And they're like, "Can you give us a tow?" And he's like, "I'll tow you back to Moscow." And the Russian soldiers were like, "We don't want to go to Moscow." And he's like, "Well, jog on then, I guess."
He fucking drove off.
To Tim's point, Russia's huge military convoy said to be 40 miles, Yeah. Oh, sorry. There you go.
Wrong button.
Russia's huge military convoy said to be 40 miles, 64 kilometers, in parentheses long, near Ukraine's capital, Kiev. has hardly moved in 3 days, the UK Defence Ministry says. But the US Defence officials say Russia is still intends to surround and seize a city where some 3 million people live by siege tactics if necessary. Recent satellite images show the size of the convoy sparked oh, for fuck's sake.
In
Sparked
America.
fears that an attack would be imminent, but UK officials said logistical problems could be slowing the advance.
In
An
America.
intelligence update on Thursday morning, the UK Ministry of Defence said the column. Mikey?
Oh.
I think he wants you to say giggity.
I stopped because I thought it was coming.
Well, I thought you would know, so I didn't. Gotta catch you off guard.
Idiot. Said the column had made little discernible progress in over 3 days and remains more than 30 kilometers from Kiev.
What's the conversion on kilometers to miles there?
Well, 40 miles is 64 kilometers.
Okay. So they're a little ways away. They're like a good half hour from Kiev, and they don't have gas to get there.
And wait, by the way, when did that happen?
What do you mean?
Calling Kiev.
Thank you. I fucking brought this up, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's always been."
No, it's.
I was like,
so
what the fuck? Did I fucking make that
if
up
I go in my
head?
freezer right now, I can pull out 4 chicken Kievs.
No, now they're chicken Kievs. Get it right.
What happened? I put Tipex on them and not write it properly.
What happened is what always happens in at least America when we try and pronounce foreign names is we say it one way, like we say Kiev, and then someone tells us it's wrong, so we have to overcorrect. And that's what happened is American journalists started saying Kiev because Kiev is not apparently the correct pronunciation. So now everyone says Kiev. And it's even spelled differently. Before it was spelled like Kiev. Now it's spelled Kiev.
Why don't you do the same with aluminium?
Aluminum. And cinnamon.
We call cinnamon, you idiot.
Oh, good. You got
there's
something
O's
right.
in it. There's no O's in aluminum.
It's aluminum, and it's pronounced harem.
Harem.
Too easy. About pronunciation.
Yeah.
Like a little.
This is the hill I'm going to die on. Pronunciations and spellings between you.
Well, you're gonna lose because you're wrong.
So here's my idea. This went through my head. So they got like several probably sections convoy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're all going down the road. Section 1 says, "Yo, getting low on fuel." They were just like, "So," and then just keep going anyway. And then the next section, they all just in a line ran out of gas together. So now you got all these fucking dudes on the fucking road, and now you gotta try to figure. Like, you gotta be shitting me, right? Like, none of you said we probably won't make it to the next checkpoint. It's 64 kilometers away, and I only got 20K of petrol left.
I'm making this statement now. Within the next 2-3 years, the guys on the Grand Tour will do a bit on this. They will get some old larders or something like that and see how far they can get. Go for Eastern Europe.
I'm telling you, there's no way you guys didn't know you were running out of gas. Like that, like, how do you this man driving to a point B? That was supposed to be the easy part.
So apparently they underestimated how quickly it would take for the first wave of how slowly it would take for the first wave of forces to get to where they were. They used more gas than they thought they were going to, and then it had a lower supply when they sent out that column.
Oh, you mean there's hills? They calculate for completely flat roads and straight lines.
No one drove the route. No one made any money. They just fucking Google mapped it. It said no. We get on the 105. We're gonna go west. It's like
what? No one did a recce. They just went, I put in a sat nav. That's a crow
Yeah,
flies.
it's fucking stat nav.
You have to pick fuel efficiency.
Oh, you can't go into
I-
sport mode.
No,
I
the
actually
fuel
clicked.
efficiency one.
I accidentally clicked the route that said avoid tolls. So we actually went in an additional 800 fucking kilometers.
Mikey,
That's not a bad shout.
What did I say, Brenna? Oh yeah, I get you.
no, you have to make sure that you save time. Time is of the essence here.
Oh fuck that.
So
You
yeah, you
skip
have to use the tolls.
skip tolls around here. Them motherfuckers are crazy. They want $4 a piece. I'm like, yo, this is a 5,000 cars around me. Can I go
Listen,
through?
You
Oh,
ain't got like
bullshit.
the George Washington Bridge or that shit. That's like $12 just for
Yeah.
that one bridge.
I had to pay that
Stop
whatever.
that.
But
But
what happened?
yeah,
What happened was the Russian military thought they were going to get to Kyiv in 2 days. They haven't gotten to Kyiv, and it's day 7 or day 8.
And they're being picked off. They're being picked off.
And they did not have the fuel to have an offensive for an entire week. That's what happened.
Do you know what I love about the whole Kiev Ukraine thing that's going on? There's people over here. There was a geezer from my town who was like, "Hang on a minute, it's kicking off back home," and he flew back over. He flew home to kick off. He's like, "No, I'm not having this," and he flew home to take arms. He's quite comfortable over here, living in a Essex town, but he's like, "Nah, fuck that." And done one. And you've got the president of Ukraine who turned around and said, I don't need, I'm paraphrasing, I don't need a lift, I need bullets, I need ammunition. You know, he's staying there. You got Vladimir Klitschko, ex-heavyweight boxer, who's the mayor of Kiev. I'm sorry, if you've got the stones to go and have a tear up with a geezer who don't mind getting punched for a living, you're off your rocker. You're done. And I really hope. I mean, it's just a coincidence that all my washing is being done at the minute. I'm having to wear a yellow and blue t-shirt. Complete coincidence.
Mhm.
Complete coincidence.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not making any political statements whatsoever. But I really paint your nails. Fuck off. I really hope that what's his chops gets turned over by his own people, because I think that's the only way that it's going to happen.
It's going to have to be a lot more. There's going to have to be a lot more unrest in Russia than there currently is.
Yeah.
Like Nolan was saying that on our show. Like the amount of protests in Russia right now aren't going to amount to much because Putin has so much control in his own. Like control is in Russia is centralized around Putin. The rest of the Russian government doesn't really matter.
But this is why I think the targeting of the oligarchs and the rich and powerful is going to be more. Is going to have more of an effect than bombs and guns, because when you take away a spoilt brat's toys, they tend to kick off.
And that's what and this is one thing, Putin is not going to back down.
No.
From this fight. He's going to use every resource he has. And one of the things that we might end up seeing is that he might be getting help. He might end up getting more help from places like China. Because
I don't know if the Chinese are going to really get involved in that, because they have interests in the West and they don't want to be sanctioned.
And Dave has commented, Hammond, where's the gas? Sorry, Hammond.
But he could get help from other former Soviet republics who are very friendly with Russia, like Belarus is.
Well, Belarus has already pretty much gotten ready. I think they are going to do a little bit of invading.
They already have, and Belarus's leader is a complete little obsequious. See you next Tuesday.
Hmm.
I, I, I didn't want to say my favourite word because I don't know how sensitive Twitch are to that word. So I thought I'd self-censor. But yeah, he's one of them. See you next
Oh,
Tuesdays.
cunt. Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
Oh
oh, in that
wow.
case, cunty,
Lang-
cunty, cunt, cunt.
language. Wayne, language.
what were you
God.
talking?
Pearls, pearls.
I
Mm.
will say that Putin did make sure that him and President Xi were besties before he did this.
Right.
He made sure that Russia wouldn't side with the West. He made sure that China wouldn't side with the West before he invaded Ukraine. Like he made sure.
I
That's why I
have a,
waited for the Olympics to be over, so then it was
I
like, I don't want to
Not
yeah,
gonna mess
take your
with
that's
your
what
spotlight.
party, man.
I was going to ask a question about this because you guys have better knowledge than me on this. Now, with regards to the
Hmm.
right, Mikey,
In America.
take your fucking medicine, all right?
He
Now,
did. He
Puff,
did.
puff, pass.
yeah. So I don't know, and this is where I'm relying on you guys to have better knowledge on this than me. I don't know whether Xi Jinping had anything to do with the expulsion, expulsion, sorry, of the Russian Paralympic team, or it was the IOC acting
It was
unilaterally.
it was the IOC.
It's the
China
IOC.
China wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
China's the IOC is the one that allows nations to compete or not,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
they dubbed it to be unsafe.
Okay.
So
No, thank you. I wasn't sure. I saw the
yeah.
reports and I wasn't sure. So, again, when it comes to having gaps in your knowledge, saying I don't know is a way to humble yourself, but it's not an excuse to not have a gap in your knowledge. Or when you do something and say, "Oh, I didn't know. I didn't
Mhm.
know." So,
You don't know how to say words correctly.
oh, for fuck's sake. I know how to say cunt correctly.
Um, I don't know.
Mikey?
I'm in a weird spot because like I think the sanctions are working, but I feel like the sanctions oligarchs who care about money desperate that like that worries me. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it just sucks. It all sucks
Well,
all the way down.
I've got I've got an even more ridiculous standpoint from the UK government, and I'll just share the headline because it is absolutely shocking, and it's all down to the way that our government is funded, or our Tory party is funded. Government accused of absurd sanctions loophole after giving Russian bank customers 30 days to wind down assets. Russia's second largest bank, VTB, has been granted a 30-day exemption for clients to close transactions and move assets. So basically, what that means is, yeah, we'll put some sanctions on you. You got 30 days. Now, for me, a sanction is we're taking your shit now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're not giving you 30 days. And in
That's what
the
I'm
rest
saying.
of Europe, they're nicking yachts, they're having houses, um, villas, all that of all these oligarchs. They're doing it now.
Hmm.
Whereas Boris is like, yeah, we'll sorry, let me do this properly. Yes, folks, we're going to take your money and your assets, freeze them in 30 days. Go. And
Not
that's,
only that, but I'm actually telling you move your assets right now.
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
but
Well, here's the other thing is that all these sanctions uh, can be gotten around by Russia selling its oil to
hmm
basically all the countries that's sanctioning them. And
yeah,
one of the big debates in America is whether to stop Russian oil imports. That would hurt us more economically because the price of gas is going to shoot up even
mm,
more than it has. But the way that Russia can make money is by selling its oil. So if countries stop taking Russian oil, then that will really hurt them. But it
Mm.
also really hurts us. So it's sort of a double-edged sword.
Yeah, and then we go back to the dependency of the Middle East,
Yeah. And I
which is what
mean,
we was trying to get away from.
America has, a lot of natural gas and oil reserves itself, but, you know, Biden would have to capitulate on maybe drilling on federal lands or more offshore
Mm.
drilling or something like that because if the oil supply gets really tight, there's only so much strategic reserve that he can release.
Yeah. And what's the crack with that pipeline down from Alaska?
Oh,
Is that
that the one that they stopped building.
yeah?
Yeah, I mean, he may have to capitulate on that too and, and start rebuilding the pipeline. And I know that Germany said that they weren't going to finish that pipeline from
Yeah.
Russia. But I mean, that's a bold stance by Germany because that's where they get a lot of their oil.
No, it's the gas supply from
Oh, right,
Germany.
the natural gas, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a bold stance because where else are they going to get it from?
Well, again, they will have to restructure their uh, well, all their energy supply.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it would be a reversion to being reliant on Middle Eastern oil and reserves, which is what I thought was all trying to get away from.
Well, yeah, because Saudi Arabia isn't really anyone's friend. Just because they're one of the nicer dictatorships doesn't make them a good
They're not. They're
ally.
not. They're not a nicer dictatorship. It's just that they're quite happy to buy stuff from us, like guns and missiles,
Yeah,
and fighter jets,
yeah,
and
there's someone
all
that
that
we
kind
can
of thing.
do arms deals with,
Yeah, but we don't mind
and
selling stuff to them where they can bomb the Yemen,
yeah,
and we don't bat an eyelid to that. But there is another underlying thing with regards to the turning away of the Western media from that war to look at this Ukrainian war, and it's a very very sensitive subject, and yeah, I think that's something that we need to talk about another
you
day because it's a kind of an overview of the media in general. Like
you
what wars do we pay attention to and why?
I'll be honest, at least what I've seen in America about the war in Yemen, I haven't really seen a lot of it
No,
at all in the last
it's
five
brown
six
folks
years.
blowing up brown folks.
It's not really covered unless you're seeking out international news in general.
Hmm.
Like it's not like the Afghan war or the Iraqi war. It's not like, or even like Syria.
How,
Even
how
even
many?
coverage of that has dropped off. It's not
Yeah,
it's not new and shiny for the American media.
no. And how many bombs have been dropped in Somalia and sundry other African nations by the West or
You know,
um,
to that
America?
point, the some of the American media outlets have been treating like this, like, oh my God, how could this happen in Europe? And it usually
Uh,
happens in other places like the Middle East and Africa, but now it's happening in Europe. What are we going to do? Like, there's a twinge of racism in
But yeah,
how
fuck you,
the
buddy.
yeah,
Twinge.
yeah. There's a bit of racism in how they're covering it because they're like, oh my God, white Europeans are being attacked by Russia. How are we going to do this? Like, and they're like, oh, this happens in places like
There,
Africa
there's
and Saudi Arabia and the Middle East. How could it happen in
there's a
Europe?
CBS reporter that basically says they look like us. It's absolutely shocking. Obviously, we can't play it on here because we would get hamstrung again. But yeah, it's amazing how much coverage certain things get and certain things don't get purely because of the clickbait nature of things. We need we need eyeballs on this particular thing, um, and this one's more relevant than that one. So even though everyone here is human, we're only going to look at the one that we think that our audience is going to relate to. And why is it relatable to them? I don't know. I don't know. I'm I'm not speculating. I'm just kind of asking the question. And Mikey, what's wrong with your hands?
They're black.
What's wrong with your human hands? But yeah, that was something I didn't want to venture into that. I wanted to do a whole bit on that because it is shocking. It's shocking just how easily we are, you know, um, shown. This is the most important thing right now. This is the most important thing right now. But there's people over here dying, but these people are more important. Oh, why is that? Any ideas, Tim?
Yeah.
Brenna, what's your chopstick? Wait, let's guess.
Sushi.
I'm gonna go
Soup.
with chopstick. Good guess, Wayne. That's
I was being
That's how-
ironic, you idiot.
that's how they do it in California.
Wait. I changed mine. Is it something out of Wayne's fridge over here?
I'm gonna go with broccoli.
How special chicken? How special chicken
All guesses are wrong.
from Pickup Sticks
Wait a minute.
I don't know what that is.
What's
with fried
pickup-
rice.
What's pickup 6?
I guess pickup stick.
There we go.
Yeah, thank you,
There we
Pickup
go.
Sticks. Everyone go. Everyone in Essex, go to pickupsticks.com and get your order delivered to you within 6 to 7 working weeks.
Is that your general area, Wayne? Wessex? Do I have to go all the way to Wessex?
No, Essex. Wessex doesn't
Essex.
exist anymore.
Do I have to go all the way to Essex? Sorry,
Yeah.
I've been watching too much Last Kingdom.
Yeah, no. Wessex doesn't exist. Essex does, and anything with sex at the end.
Giggity. In America.
It stands for so Essex.
All your
is,
wives belong to me.
Okay, that means you get Sienna and Florence. Good luck.
Why would you say
like
that,
that.
Wayne? Why would
I
you
like
say
that.
that? Let me sweeten the deal with these two angels. What are you talking about? What are you doing?
Oh, Mikey. Oh, Mikey. If you only knew. If your mother only knew.
Stop it. If Wayne spends out his two shimmers in his eyes, breaks down completely. You won't just throw. You won't let Brenna steal them. Fight. Don't act like you wouldn't fight. You would be like, all right, here's your bags. Here is your drumstick. Gonna need this. Take off. Here's your favorite teddy bear. Grandma. You wouldn't do that. You would heartbroken.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
I can't. I hope Brenna
For
doesn't come
about
over
a
here.
week.
Hope Brenna doesn't come over here and take my wife and all my bills.
Oh, can Brenna take all my bills?
Oh, right. That's it. We've got a loophole.
Oh yes, you want the wife, you get the bills.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it wouldn't work for me. I have more student debt, so that's not going to work.
I'm fine.
Yeah, I know you live in England. They don't have student debt there. I get it.
Are you having a fucking laugh? No, we introduced it in 2010. Nick Clegg, coalition government.
Then why the
£9,000 a term?
How much real money is that?
Probably about 12 grand your money.
And those are loans from your government to people
Yeah.
to go to school?
Yep.
In England or in
Yep.
America?
In England.
Wow.
In England, England and Wales. Scotland tuition is still free.
Do you know what the interest rate is on those loans?
I think it's 6%.
Okay, that's pretty close to what I got going on. So
Yeah.
enjoy your looming student debt crisis.
I ain't a student. I don't give a shit. I'm saving
No,
the planet.
I mean your country is going to have a student debt crisis.
Oh no,
just
we'll
like
invade.
America.
We'll invade somewhere. It's fine.
Spots on
Where
the
are you
map.
going to invade? Yeah, where are you going to invade?
Ireland's looking pretty cushy.
Ireland's about to throw you back out again.
No, we're having it back.
I've seen.
We're going to chuck over a load of anchors and just bring it over.
I've seen the unification marches. I've seen the people over there.
Yeah,
That big hook thing that Maui had.
Oh,
exactly.
there you go.
That
That's
could
it.
pull it out.
There you go.
Did that in the movie.
Yeah,
Scotland's going to give you the boot too.
yeah. Scotland. I don't even know what to say about Scotland. There's more people live in London than live in Scotland. It's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, they're going to kick you off your land specifically, Wayne. That
No,
your lordship.
I've got a card. They can't do that. They're gonna have to buy that off me at a massively inflated rate.
They're gonna annex your square foot of land.
They're gonna manifest destiny and put a fucking sign up that says fuck Wayne from the UK. Bulldozed it and stuck it in.
No, what they'll do is they'll just like put a concrete block all the way around it.
They're gonna put a flag. They're gonna put a flag there.
They only need 4 cinder blocks to completely cut you off from your land.
I'll be up there with my hammer and my screwdriver. You're fucked.
Ready to defend it.
Exactly. Nothing but a catapult. I'll take your eye out, you jock bastard.
You're gonna see a couple of Scottish soldiers on your land when you visit there. They'll be like, "Sorry, sir, we can't let you in."
Yeah, you using my land as a place to dump their cans of iron brew.
It's a nuclear waste site, actually. I mean, not your land, but all of the land around your land is full of nuclear waste. Go to it if you like.
Yeah.
You might want to put this dosimeter on.
Again,
so you know
you watch them try and build a road across there.
This is
Ooh, ouch.
Essex is what happens when a landfill.
Wow. And Dave, pray tell, what region of the world are you from?
Dave lives in British Columbia.
Who would want to live there?
Pretty nice over there. Trying to get up.
Wait, didn't they throw you out too?
It's cold and it's got
Canada.
moose.
You got thrown out by Canada. I mean, they recognized your queen for a long time, but after a while, they were like, "We don't want to do that anymore."
The Great White North.
All right, I think we are winding down. We're running out of steam. Any final words?
In America.
Well said. Okay, so for Mikey, for Wayne, for Brenna, for Tim, and Jartan, Olin, now part of the Bin family. Oh, that's going to be a good gift. Somebody clip that. All right. We're out of here.
Clip it.
All right, let's do it one more time. Clean clip. Here we go. Ready? All right, guys.